Good evening, beloveds. It is I, Ade Tutu, coming to you on this very cold but warm evening. It is super cold, and I think most of the people in this region is experiencing this cold. Hopefully not, but anywho, I wanted to talk about intention this evening because it's so important, right? And it's so necessary because in order for you to manifest something, you have to first set an intention. So, what I really want to emphasize on about intention is that a lot of times we either do not define it or we select it without clearly understanding all of what is entailed. And here's what I mean by that. Like I could okay, for instance, you may want to go and check on someone. And just have the purest intentions in doing so. And you're like, oh, I wonder how, so and so is doing. And then, so other thoughts may come to your mind that might not be so good. And so you might add in a few additional things, such as, I wonder how Miss Jenkins is doing, for instance. And even though I know she be lying about what she got going on, and I know she this or that, right? Now, in the beginning, your intentions were probably much more pure before you began to expound upon the negative thoughts that came into view. But you still go and see Miss Jenkins and see how she's doing and, all of that. But you have that negative on the tail end of it. So that really changes that intention to a not so good thing because you ruined it with the negativity, the negative thoughts. But in your mind, you said, I'm a good person because I went to go check on Miss Jenkins and I didn't have to. That's not a very nice way of looking at things, right? Because ultimately, what's going to happen is whatever good you set out to do was just reversed by the bad you thought about while doing it. So sometimes you can have an intention, but it changes its course with the negativity that you put on it, right? So you have to watch that because your thoughts, they become things, okay? Another way intention creates a mishap in life is that you just kind of ease on down the road. You don't really scout out anything. You play it safe. You take no risks. You play it safe, right? Because you're afraid that you'll fail. So you set your intentions to nothing. You just go about in life. You don't really set anything specific, and you just let life experience you, really. You don't really experience life because you're not heading up anything, because you're afraid if you head up something that you'll fail. You have to set intention. A lot of people are afraid to, and we all have this. We're afraid to make decisions because we don't see the outcome, or we doubt the outcome even when we know. Because see, your soul is always prompting you by giving you impulses, right? It's always giving you a choice. Nothing happens without a choice. So some people believe that things happen to you, but in truth, you choose the things that happen to you by either not setting an intention for an outcome or setting one and changing the course of it. See, anything you want, you have to stay focused on in order for it to mature into a manifestation. Everything has a gestational period. An idea, human being, and all animals. Everything has a period wherein it has a process before it matures into whatever it's going to be. So, if your ideas have a maturation period, and you set an intention, you say, I want to, be successful at a new promotion, okay, at work, okay? Now, I'm really inclined to believe that when the book of light opens, so does the book of darkness. And what I mean by when something good happens, something bad is just right there, because the two are married. And it's just set up that way. You know, there's a Yoruba proverb that says, if you can't stand a basket of pain, then you don't deserve a cup of joy, or something to that nature. And what it means is, if you can't stand, a little bit of pain, because baskets have holes in them. So if you just imagine water, because that's just how good and bad flows. It come and it go, just like the rise and the fall of your breath, or the tides that roll in, the tides roll out. Everything is in sync with everything. There's a oneness. It's kind of like that Maze song, We Are One. And it makes me think of that every time. When I'm thinking about that particular analogy, that how could you accept a cup full of joy? Because see, a cup is full. It is there all in its amount. But a basket is, the contents are fleeting. They aren't staying long at all. So how can you stand just a little bit? How can you accept a little bit of just a cup full of goodness, but can't stand a little bit of pain, right? Because in that, there's balance. Because that's what the universe does. It brings balance, right? It's just like the law of attraction. When whatever it is that you're focusing on, putting your intention to, is going to manifest. So that thing about Miss Jenkins, that went so bad. Guess what? Whatever was intended for Miss Jenkins, you was going to get some of that too. Because you cannot put out something, a vibration, without getting it right back. It's very important that you set your intentions to something you desire. Recognize and commit to the gestational period of it, manifesting. See, because when you don't, you're setting doubt. And when you set doubt, you send the universe in the opposite direction, away from what it is that you're trying or desiring to manifest. So you have to wait. Wait is good. Patience is very, very good virtue, right? You got to have that in order to manifest anything good. So you set your intention and you wait your gestational period that you have to in order to manifest that good thing that you're waiting to achieve. And you move with knowing that it will manifest. And if you have to give yourself visual cues, like write it on your mirror that you look in every day, or use sticky notes to remind yourself, because what you see, you will achieve. It's like back in the day, there was an instructor, a karate instructor in our neighborhood, and everybody went to Mr. Bobby Gahagan. All of our children were saying, if your mind can conceive it and you firmly believe it, you can achieve it. Boy, they be yelling that. And you know what? It's true. It's so true. If your mind can think of it, if your mind could even conceive it as something that is achievable, and you firmly believe it, because see, that's where the work is. It's firmly believing it, right? That's as setting intention without a doubt. Just knowing that it's going to manifest, despite what's in front of you, what you can visibly see. Because that's not an accurate picture anyway. Because what's happening now is already in the past. It goes just that fast. So how can you count on this second is gone? This second is gone. You can't. Right? That's when you just have to be. And not let time be something that you use as an indicator of when that thing should manifest. You just have to know that it's going to happen. And should you begin to doubt it, oh my goodness, stop it. Set your timer and do the 17-second rule. That's what Abraham Hicks said. 17 seconds is what it takes for momentum to happen, right? For energy to get going in one direction. 17 seconds. So you start doubting, you stop. You say, this thing that I want, I deserve it. And I will get it because I deserve it. And you let 17 seconds happen to you with this whatever positive affirmation of the thing that it is that you desire. And then you know what? It's set. The momentum is going. And as long as you switch those gears very quickly, you'll be fine. Should you not be able to do so, then you probably should stop and catch your nap. Because for one thing, we know for sure that when you stop, when you go to sleep, your conscious mind, it stops. All the momentum is gone. Your subconscious mind, it continues because that is your soul energy. That's your soul's workplace. And it does not sleep because it doesn't need sleep. It's all pure energy. And in this time, space, reality that we all are sharing here, and what a blessing it is. It is just a blessing to be here. If we could all just remember our soul's mission, it would just be a phenomenal place. I mean, have you ever thought about this planet's amenities, if you will? You have smell, touch, taste, those five senses, you know? And you're grounded in a time-space reality where you can experience things one-on-one, right? You're out of your spiritual element you brought that into a physical existence so that you can experience so many things. Oh my goodness, when you think of, oh my, it's so blissful because you were granted such a thing. Oh, you are granted this wonderful life. It is my hope and my desire that no one takes that for granted, and that you take full, oh my goodness, you take full, or you get fullness out of life. Living life, because it's not just about living life, it's living it to its fullest, because it could be that you don't have the smell, touch, taste, all those different things that come into this, that come as a benefit. Right? Because hey, let us not be entitled, right? Overly entitled, or just entitled, period. Because if you're feeling like that, then you're probably not grateful about something. So let us all keep vigilance in our intention. Let's set it, believe it, not change the course of the direction, because the law of attraction is just functioning just like your brain is. It's just doing its part. All right? It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't go here or there or up and down. It just does a function. So let what you put into the universe to attract to yourself bring you fullness, bring you light, bring you all the great things that this time-space reality brings, right? It's a benefit here. And I'm praying that we all can tap into it. Beloveds, it is your time to shine. It is your time to become highly aware of your vibration and use it accordingly. It's high times, high vibrations, beautiful, beautiful bliss will bring you beautiful, beautiful, blissful situations and experiences. Wishing you all well and a blissful journey. Good night.